This is The Real Deal, where real estate meets real life. Whether you're a seasoned real estate expert, a first-time home buyer, or if you're simply passionate about hearing small business stories, this is the podcast for you. Join us as we dive deep into the world of real estate and beyond.
Welcome to episode 54 of The Real Deal. I am your host, Janine Igliane, with my co-host, Ryan Hatcher.
What's up, guys?
And our guest today is Adam Jacob with Adam's Glass. We're so excited to have you. Thanks for being here.
No problem. Thank you.
This will be fun because we were just chatting off camera, and there's a lot of things that you are really into that we are into. So I feel like this will be fun. But I'm most excited about your small business story because we're super passionate about small businesses. And sometimes that's a grind to get started. So we want to hear just about you and how you got into that.
Sure. I started in the glass business in '99. Worked for another company, helped him develop a small business like mine, and figured, I want to be the owner of my own business. So I ventured out in '03. I asked my parents for a small business loan, which was very small. Had enough money to buy a very used truck, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I had to go out and find the customers.
How did you, I want to back up, have the idea? Like, why did you choose this business? And tell us about your business.
So I kind of fell into this residential glass business back in the day. I was actually an airplane mechanic before that. I went to college for that. My wife felt like I should be able to go to church with her on Sundays, so I needed to have a job that allowed me to have at least Sunday off during the week. With aircraft, my days off were Tuesdays and Wednesdays because I was kind of low on the totem pole with seniority level. So a friend of mine had a glass company, and that's how that transitioned. I interviewed with him. It didn't take long for me to pick it up, and that's how I started with it. So he trained me in the industry for replacing windshields. Okay. And so
you thought, I could do this.
I could do this, yeah. And I was selling for him as well after I learned how to install. Okay. Because he had a small business too. And
was that just auto glass?
He was just strictly doing auto glass.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do auto glass, but also windows.
Yep.
In people's homes, residential windows, as well as surrounds for showers and
shower surrounds, glass, custom showers. We've done like the auto glass for a long time, building insurance companies. And then 2008 ventured in because of the economy, was kind of transitioning to I wanted to be diversified. So I figured, okay, I need to start doing something besides auto glass. So I started offering residential reglazing. And from there, in 2012, the shower structures and shower enclosures, patio door fixes. A lot of people, this time of year is starting to where people take their lawns down and the rocks get whipped up into the glass. So the patio doors always are getting hit. So,
well, I have to say this because that's how we met. So I had a listing in the Bridges, and it had one broken window. And I called the company that I knew of. They couldn't do it. And I got your number somehow. Yeah. And you came out and did it yourself. Yeah. And I didn't realize you were the owner, so we were just chatting. And I remember thinking, this is a dude that I kind of want to know. Yeah. Because you seemed like you were fun, but also just on it and took care of my clients.
I've always prided that. Yeah. And, I've been competitive with other glassmen because I actually can do the work and sell at the same time. That's how I split myself from other companies. Yeah. And now we've come to a point now we have 8 installers between the residential and the auto side. Okay. We have 3 office staff members. And so.
And you do commercial too.
And we do commercial glass. That's a new venture. So we're starting to get into that.
So like these right here?
Building conference rooms where we're sitting at. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a lot different, right? There's 2 separate components to actually having the trade, the craft, the ability to do the work, but then running a business is a whole other beast.
Yeah. That is, and that was I learned that as I went. You know, that's hard to learn. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've made some good decisions too. Yeah. Hopefully, more better ones than bad ones. Yeah. But
can we talk about that a little bit? Yeah. Like, building, right? It takes time, it takes money. Yeah. How did you start, and maybe what are some of the things that you learned along the way, both ways, good and bad?
So when I first started, I was a one-man show. I started doing windshields in cars, and I was selling to insurance companies, or selling myself to insurance agents, I should say, and asking them to refer to me. And I did that for the other company as well, so it was pretty easy, that transition. But then I had to learn how to do the billing part of it, billing the insurance companies. We always We obviously did cash jobs, which is easy. So then on the second part of the business side of that, you had to learn how to actually do taxes and stuff like that, and have an accountant involved, and you want to cover your basis on that section of it. We got in trouble with the government on that. We got levied.
Oh.
And I had an accountant on board, and we made a mistake, which was an easy mistake to do, from a sole proprietorship to an LLC.
Yep.
And as we were filing, something didn't get, some paperwork missed somewhere, and so we were still making our payments, but it wasn't the right payment. So, and it's, at first I was embarrassed about that, but it's mistakes happen, and it took a little while to dig out of that.
Yeah.
Because as we know, if you miss something with taxes, they penalize you.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's interest.
Yes.
And so that adds up very quickly, and that added up to a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, I love that you're open with sharing some of those things, because most people aren't.
Well,
They're too
these are
ashamed
skills and things I've learned,
Yeah.
and a lot of people went through the same problem with this same
Yeah.
accountant who actually lived close to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you've
That's
had
rough.
you've had to learn some of those things. Like, what about even marketing?
So
That piece.
the marketing was, I was door to door for a long time. I would go out after I would be doing in between my windshield installs. I would go out and see agents. I tried to go golfing if I had time.
Yeah.
Take people to lunch.
Yeah.
I didn't spend a whole lot of time on marketing like online. I didn't have a big online presence at all. It was just word of mouth and my customer service and my skills that I could offer people. That's all I really had in my pocket to offer. And it worked.
Yep.
And it's been like that for years.
That, and if I can touch on that, I think that is one of the most important and effective ways to build your business is through word of mouth. And when we have a great experience, right, we as naturally want to tell someone. When we have a bad experience, we also naturally want to tell someone.
Usually
when our
a lot more.
experience is just like whatever, kind of okay, then you don't tend to. So the fact that you built your business means you were doing something exceptional.
Yeah.
So much so that people felt inclined to want to go tell others.
And that was my biggest thing. I'm a people pleaser, just
Yeah.
my personality. And so I wanted every job to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have mistakes, right? I'm human.
For sure.
But I was very successful and been successful because of the work ethic and the quality of work. And I was been taught that by my dad for years.
I
That's
love
huge.
that.
Well, and not only that, but from a pricing standpoint, you're super competitive.
Yeah.
And the customer service is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So in my experiences. So I think that's something we see a lot in the services industry, the trades. You got somebody who's really good at their skill set, but they're not very good at running the business. The customer service, the pricing, the communication, showing up when you say you're going to show up.
Yep.
Those are problems that we see all the time. So anytime we have somebody that does both of these, we want to like shout it and say, hey, client, talk to this person.
Yes.
Right. And I'm a consumer too. So I want to look for that same person because I got things that need to be done in my home and in my world of things. So, because I can't fix everything because we're busy doing other things, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in the same boat looking for those same, and I get referrals from friends who have used people.
Yes.
And that's how I've always done it.
Can we talk about windows for a second? I know
Yeah.
this is maybe not like the most sexiest topic,
Hey, I think it's cool though.
but here, specifically in the East Valley, right, as our homes start to age, because you said you moved to your home in 03.
Yeah.
And I moved into this neighborhood in 07, and like the freeway wasn't even done by then, right? But so we've just seen so much growth. But now homes are at the age where the windows are failing, right? Those seals break. So can you just talk to us about that?
Sure. Yeah. So a lot of the builders back then used kind of a low quality window in their houses.
Aluminum frame.
The aluminum frame windows. There are some that are still really good and functioning properly, but 20-year mark, you're going to start seeing some windows fail. You'll get the moisture condensation between the glass, and it's very common out here. Nowadays, the evolvement of manufacturing has gotten a lot better. A lot of people are using vinyl or a hybrid of some sort of plastic type of material that it's very structurally sound. And the seals now are a lot different too. So they're using different types of spacers between the two panes of glass. The process is a lot better. But yeah, it's a big deal out here, especially in the Power Ranch area, Cortina, Sauceman, where I live. The windows are failing. And We can do reglazes, which I specialize in, which we don't need to take the frame out of the house. We can still use existing frames, save people a lot of money with this route, and replace the dual pane window itself.
We've done that many times.
And I've done it thousands of times.
Yeah,
and I bid against companies like big companies that are doing the full window replacements.
Yeah.
And I'll come in, they'll ask, I like our frames, but how about the glass?
Yep.
And I get referred a lot for just replacing the glass. So, and we do it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And it saves people thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. And getting into the full frame window replacements is another aspect I want to go down into eventually. I'm starting that road a little bit, but I'm pretty good at where I'm at. So I'm staying in my lane right now until that lane opens completely.
Yeah.
So, and that's important too in business. Like when you're good at something, perfect that craft and stay in that lane until you get something that can actually benefit you and you can pay full attention to that one.
Well, and that is like a common problem with realtors. We call it like shiny object syndrome, where we see somebody doing something cool. Oh, I should do that.
Yeah.
And then we see this person. Oh, I should do that. And Gary Keller, the founder of Keller Williams, says, no, focus on the one thing, right? And then check everything back against that. For us in our business, that one thing for us is geo farming, where we're just hyper local, really focused on our community, serving them and giving back to them. And then that's our one thing. And then we can check everything we do against it. Does it line up with that? Does it support it? Or is it taking away?
Yeah. And that's, you know, for me to build a small business like I have, I'm right there with them.
Yep.
Yeah. I see that shiny nugget over there and I so badly want to get there, but I'm like, okay, what's it going to cost to get there?
Yep.
What are the challenges and things that I got to do? And is the risk to the reward, is that good for me right now?
Yeah.
And I have to try to balance that.
And you're pulled in so many directions.
Yeah.
Right. So we talk about this a lot. It's that the book, Who Not How, is instead of you trying to figure out how to do it, maybe there's somebody else, a who, that you can bring in that can kind of take that part of it.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up, because there are people that are in that section of my life and those businesses, and I do lean on them and get advice from them and ask them for guidance. And I like to be around those type of people, Ryan, and trying to navigate that, because it's tough, because it's a competitive world now in my business and in your guys' business as well.
Yeah.
So you got to have that edge to be able to succeed like that.
I was just having lunch with another entrepreneur in the industry, and as we were finishing up, I could tell something was weighing on him. And he said, you know, being an entrepreneur is lonely sometimes. And it just made me think maybe it's a good idea for a bunch of us to get together and just share some of the crap we're going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially with, pricing and stuff on, with supply chains, those things, that's tough. Yeah. We got to lean on each other, and there's ways around it, and there's people have succeeded, and I just want to know those tricks.
Totally. Well, that's what's cool, right? Is you can look at who's gone before me, what have they done well, how can I learn from them and implement those practices.
Yeah. My whole life I've been learning from everybody around me.
Yeah.
And I'm just on the job training type guy.
And that's amazing. I mean, before we got started officially, we were talking about like business structure and what is the goal. Like, I mean, you're probably not going to be replacing windows until you're 80 years old, right? And so what a lot of small business owners struggle with, realtors especially, is what does that retirement life look like, and how are they going to fund it?
Yeah.
Because most realtors just sell and sell and sell, and they don't invest. They don't have the setup for their retirement someday.
Yeah, no, and that's where my wife and I are at now in our life and with things. And so we're talking about this exact thing now, being empty nesters. What's our next step to get us to be able to retire? And with my business, it could run itself. And we're a family-owned business. So my oldest son, he's a general manager of our company. And he's a young go-getter.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of fire.
Just like you were, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, he's really motivated, and so we can trust him a lot, and he does a good job for us.
I love that.
And my other boy is involved too. He has taken a little bit of a break to move to Utah for a little bit, and then he'll be back.
Okay.
But he's involved as well.
Well, let's talk about that. How many kids do you have?
I have 2 boys and then a daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, so both of them, Easton and Jordan, are my boys, and then Haley's my daughter, and she's the youngest. Jordan's the oldest.
And you're, as you said, an empty nester now. So you've raised your kids. How did that look? What did that look like, raising a kids while growing a small business?
That was chaos. It's just chaos. So, because I was an involved dad, like Ryan is, I like to coach and be, involved with sports. And as they were younger, we started them out in T-ball at 3.5 years old when you could start them. And so I had to limit what I could do each day because I wanted to be their coach.
Yep.
My parents were my coach. And I thought I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
So my wife was doing the volunteering at the schools and doing the fundraisers and all those projects.
The room mother. And
all these cool things that she did. And I was running the business, answering the calls, making the jobs. And then after hours, coach. That's all I did for years. And it was awesome. I would never take it back. I'd do the same thing over again.
How involved were the kids when they were younger in the business?
They would go with me to work when they were younger because they were like, I want to hang out with Dad.
Yeah.
Not my daughter so much. So she saw some of it. She got drug around to a lot of things because the boys were just older.
Yeah.
When they got to a point where they were just pretty much moved on, my daughter's like, all right, you can take me to dance now. I'm not going to show you how to dance, but I'll take you to dance and do these types of things. And my daughter, she's really patient with us, and she got drugged to a lot of baseball games.
Yeah.
Because we were at travel ball, we traveled across the country playing and coaching, and it was a huge commitment.
Yeah.
But owning a business at the same time was tough because I was telling the boys the other night, I was like, hey, you guys remember me coaching you at night? And then I'd have to go back to work to finish my day because I didn't finish what I had before the games. And they were like, no. I was like, yeah, you guys never even saw me leave. Wow. Like, there was so much sacrifice
for sure.
to make sure that my reputation of trying to build this company, people could trust me to do their stuff. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I want to talk about your wife, Deb, who's awesome, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us about Deb. You guys met in junior high?
Junior high. Elementary, junior high, somewhere around there. We knew each other. We're both from the same small town. We started, went through school. In fact, I have a twin brother that probably her and him would be at parties with. And then there was me that was more conservative. I never went to a party in my life. So, but she told my brother one day, like, hey, I like Adam. And he's like, you're not going to fit with him. And so, but then we started dating, and opposites attract. So it was kind of like that. So Deb's awesome. She's had a lot of patience with me. I'm probably hard to live with. So it's not exactly, the easiest guy to live with, but it's 27 years as of the 19th of August of last month. So it was, yeah.
So what's her involvement in the business?
Her involvement, she does, I joke with her, I call her Guido. She collects. So she collects money from people, and she's like, really, I'm not that mean. I go, I know, but nobody can tell you no. You're like a perfect salesperson. That's awesome. So she collects. She does like some of the tax stuff, a lot of the tax stuff. She's not on the phone day to day, but she will call customers and have them, pay up and square up with us. And she runs the office a lot. She does a lot of training with how we should be phone calls and insurance work. She's really good at billing the insurance. Yeah. So she trains our office staff with that. She follows up with them. She keeps all of us installers understanding, like, hey, do a good job, stay clean, do a good job, because I can't touch every car now or every window, which was a huge transition. That was kind of a weird.
It's all small businesses. Probably their biggest problem is growth, to where you lose control of quality sometimes.
Yeah, and
you can't be the one doing it.
And it happens so fast. You don't even know. It's like it's gone.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were saying, like, by the time you get to the place where you need to hire someone, you're already behind.
Yes.
So there's like a catch up.
There is a catch up. I feel like we're still catching up.
Yeah.
And with employees lately too, she's been good at trying to find employees with office staff members and stuff like that. So she does a lot in the background nobody ever sees or talks about.
I think that's how our spouses are. Both Ryan's wife, Kara, my husband, Ray, like, they do so much behind the scenes that nobody sees, that they don't get the accolades for. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I don't think any of us could do what we do without the support of our spouses.
100%. She's totally involved with everything day to day. Like, she's on me about certain jobs and deadlines, and she is, you don't mess with her. She just literally gets things done.
So on top of all of that, you have something new that you're venturing into.
Yeah. So my oldest son, he wanted to earn more money. He's just a go-getter, like I said. So he's like, man, we should start remodeling bathrooms. We're already doing the showers glass. Why aren't we doing the whole structure? Because we get called out sometimes to a house that's 20 years old and it's the same builder grade shower. And, you know, people are like, yeah, I really want to do this and change this out. And then you start looking around, you're like, well, have you ever thought about upgrading the, you know, the sinks or the, you know, the vanities or the mirrors? And they're like, yeah, but we don't know who to call. I'm like, hey, now you do. So
that's super smart. So you recognize there's a service you can provide to add on to what you're already doing.
Yeah, it's another tool in my tool bag. And it started with my son. And he's literally, he wanted to earn more money. He wants to be a 35-year-old retired, like, millionaire. So he's got 10 years left. Yeah. So good luck to him. It. Yeah, like, but he's on it, and he's done. He's a go-getter. He's a hustler. I love that. So we all sat down as a family, came up with the name Next Gen Kitchen and Bath, and
which is awesome.
Yeah, which is great. It's catchy, and so he started that little business, and now we're able to offer remodels. Nice. So,
but you do more than just baths now too, right?
Yeah, we've been doing some kitchens. Our bathrooms are super easy for us. It just really fits with us. We've done a couple of kitchens now. We launched this company in February, I believe, March. I can't remember what day it was, but and it's taken off. He's gotten so many referrals, and he's done bathrooms, full, you know, master bathrooms in a week. We can turn them, and he is Johnny on the spot. He communicates with the customers, and it's funny on the bidding. If you get the email or the referral to bid it. If you're there within a day, and then you have the bid back to them within another day, people are like, "Whoa, who are you?" Like literally, if you just out hustle your competitor, right? You get the job, and we're not the lowest bid, because we still have higher costs for supplies, and they tell us we gave you guys a job because, first of all, we bring a whole team to the bid. We have our plumber there. We have our electrician there. We have our glass guy there. Nice. We have several trades there with us because he's a general contractor. Yeah. So he has the whole dream team with him. It's just not him. Yeah. So the customer meets who's going to be in the house. Yeah.
So smart.
Yeah, and they're all clean cut, good, and they're all young. He went to high school with all of them. That's cool. And all of his trades, except for Brian Gilmore. He's our electrician. So, that's awesome. Yeah, he's a neighbor of ours. Yeah. So yeah, it's nice to have this, like, the dream teams there, cool. And when we're there, there's no messing around. We get it done, and we're clean, and we get out, and people love it.
So do they come look at it before they bid it? All those trades?
Every trade is there the day of that we go. We don't see the house without everybody there.
And then they all come back.
When it's their time scheduled, if we get the bid, and we'll get all the sub bids from them, and then we give a package to the customer, and they approve it. We get the job. They're scheduled out, and they know it, and they show back up. Those guys show back up.
And you can have a bathroom remodeled in a week? In a week. Good gravy.
Yeah. What are some things that you're seeing, like, trend-wise with bathrooms and now even kitchen? Like, what are some of the popular?
So a lot of people are going to gold hardware. Yeah. Which is crazy because there's like 17 different golds, colors. Yes. So you have different shades, which has been a challenge. Yeah. So that has come back around. People were doing white cabinets. Now they're not. They're doing mixed match coloring cabinets. Uppers are different color than lowers, which some are doing like this off green color. Yeah.
We're laughing because we just staged one of my listings. It has gold hardware, and the kitchen has two tones. So uppers are white, lowers are that sage green.
Yeah, sage green. That's the color. Yeah, it's like crazy. Everybody's going to this color,
I think
which
that's
is really
the color
cool.
of the year.
It is. It should be. It should be marked, but that's been cool. But the colors change the pricing, obviously, and then the gold hardware, trying to match everybody, because let's be honest, everything comes from over the seas, right? Yes. So the manufacturing, the golds are just so hard to match. So anytime I go into a house and I know I have to try and match the pools with the shower hardware, it's not going to be the same.
That should be like a company, like get a package deal where you can have like your faucets, your shower heads, your dresser or door, cabinet knobs, like all the same.
Yeah, but it's tough. Yeah. It's tough because every manufacturer has their own, different color scheme. So but it's been fun. It's been fun. We have seen houses mix match metals colors now, which is kind of cool. Yeah. And
Like
then
gold and black.
In the same bathroom?
Same bathroom.
Yeah.
Like the shower head will be brushed nickel, and the surrounding hardware will be black, matte black. So, which is not bad. We've done it. It looks pretty good. It looks nice.
Yeah.
So, the other thing is a lot of people are going away with tubs.
Oh yeah.
So, which is nice because, I mean, I don't know how many people take a bath these
You
days.
know, so I actually talk about this a lot. When we're showing houses and we're looking for buyers and helping them, right? I'd say, I don't know, you tell me what you think. At least 80% of the people that we help buy homes do not care about a bathtub.
No. In fact, I mean, I know the resale probably what that would be
Yes,
like
Yes.
I would. Yeah.
is probably huge to make sure there is a tub in the
Yes.
house,
Yes.
especially for families with little
Yes.
children. But in the masters,
Yeah, so you could take out the tub, have a
take out
super shower.
giant
Yeah.
party in the shower. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people are doing that.
My wife's one of those few that must have a tub in the shower, in the
Yeah.
master bedroom or bathroom.
She's a 1%er.
Yeah. not,
No,
not
it's
everybody
true though.
needs to. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are people that are like, no, I have to have one, or I don't care.
They love to soak, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
and
one.
that's
Yeah.
it's funny. We still have our master bathroom tub, but maybe once a year people
Yeah.
are in there. But
Yeah.
most of the time, this might be weird, but my family sits around the tub and chats.
Oh, cute.
So it's kind of
The foot soak.
the foot's everybody's in there
Cute.
and they just sit around the edge of the
Hanging
tub
out.
and they just chat. And
That's actually cool.
That's where we have our best conversations
Oh, I
with our
love
kids. It's
that.
been the last couple of years. I laugh at it and I make fun of it, but I've been in there, but not my wife and the kids are usually the ones doing
Yeah.
it. But I'm usually trying to like, hey, time to go to bed.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
get these kids
yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
room. But
Yeah.
no, they're 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. They're sitting around there.
So
That's
speaking
so
speaking of
valuable
that,
and
when
important.
you go to bed, when you get up, what's your daily routine look like?
Oh, daily routine. I like to go to bed by at least 10. And I get up around 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's normal hours, I would
It's
think.
7 hours.
Yeah, 7 hours sleep. Health is important.
Let's
I
talk
like-
about that,
yeah.
because you said, what do you do for fun? Health is important. What does that look
my
like?
wife and I have a pretty strict routine. We get up, go to the gym, work out, be healthy. Being self-employed can be chaotic and stressful, and having a good mindset, you have to go to the gym to get yourself centered, and get that. Give yourself some time in the mornings or in the evenings. Pick a time. Some people go in the middle of the day. So I just think you have to give yourself an outlet to get away from all the rat race of the world. But yeah, so we go to the gym in the mornings. We try to eat as healthy as we can. We plan our meals. Fridays we tend to splurge a little bit. We'll go out. It's kind of funny. We're kind of old school. We'll go to the same restaurant almost every Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll
What is it?
Yeah,
Moreno's, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
which one? Tigley and Chandler?
Higley and Chandler Heights, yeah. We'll go there, same meal probably too, and then we're kind of boring and go home. So we haven't done that since we haven't had any kids. So we'll see if we change things up.
Yeah.
I might want to go out of town more.
Right.
Now that we don't have anybody to go home to, so we'll see if that changes. But being healthy is important. You got to have a strong body with a strong mind to be self-employed, and that's with this world that we live in, and it's how competitive it is. You got to stay.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. There's something about not just being in shape and physically capable and able to go do what you got to do.
Yeah.
There's something about doing hard things every day that gives you this mentality to be able to overcome the problems that are going to be in your face.
Sure, totally. Yeah, I mean, in being self-employed, there's problems that you don't even know you're going to have that just pop up.
Oh, yeah.
You can't plan for these things, and you got to be able to pivot and adjust and to embrace it and take it as a learning experience, to learn something from it, and to be successful, you have to be able to get through those types of situations.
For sure.
So,
What do you lose sleep over?
my kids are stressful for me sometimes. I just, lately, and this is kind of a little personal, but having my daughter go to Provo, did I teach her enough? Did I train her enough? Did I give her the dad time that she needs? Because I know my wife and her were close, but did I show her enough things to be successful, to be, smart enough? And she's very smart. She's awesome. But those are things I was driving home from Utah thinking, man, that time just went like
Crazy.
that.
It goes so fast.
It was an aha moment. Like I was sitting there driving. We had an 11-hour drive, and my wife's asleep, and I'm like, I heard a song come on. I'm like, dang, did I do enough to help my daughter be successful in Utah on her own, and to be,
To
just
defend yourself
and to be smart. Like,
Yeah.
did I teach her how to air up a tire? Like, did
Right.
I, just some basic things
Yeah.
that she needs. So I just thought, wow, did I do enough? I mean, you hear about it, man, time flies when you have kids. And it just like, it was a punch in the face.
For sure.
Last week.
Yeah.
And it was like, that caught me off guard a little bit.
Aww.
So
I love that though. That's like a good reminder for those that are still raising kids to be intentional.
Yeah.
Because you're not guaranteed tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if you're not intentional, it's almost like it evaporates before you and
Yeah.
you can't get it back. So make the
Yeah.
most of it.
Make the most of it. And, and the question is, what stresses me out is, my family. Like, I literally want my family to be successful, and business is going to be there, and it's going to be stressful because that's just the way it is.
Yes.
But my most important thing is my family.
Oh, it is. For
I
sure.
was talking to my neighbor just the other day about this, and he's 10 years ahead of me, so his kids are all grown. And I said, because all my kids had milestone birthdays this year, all in a week, and he asked me how it was, and I said it was super fun.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, we could go make a lot more money if we really wanted to, right?
Yeah.
But there are things that we will not miss out on.
Sure.
It's our kids' stuff
Kinda
because
like
of this very thing.
Yeah.
coaching, right? That
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
like, nope, I'm going to do that.
And I don't regret 1 second of it.
For sure.
No, totally.
And he said, yeah, for what?
Make an extra $100 or $1,000, who cares?
Or 100,000.
Yeah, the time with
cares?
your kids
Yeah.
is
Invaluable.
invaluable. Yeah.
What, Adam, didn't we ask you that we should have asked you?
I think you asked me a lot of questions. I was really nervous to start this.
How can people find you? If someone needs their windshield replaced, they
Well,
have a
we-
remodel need,
We do have our website, adamsglassaz.com.
Okay.
We're on there. Our next gen under services is a link to that
Okay.
as well on there. So you can find us on that. You'll see our trucks rolling around. It says Adams Glass on it. There's about 8 of those. So it's
Okay.
a small company, but a lot of people know us out here in the Southeast Valley. I've been around a long time, coached a lot of kids in the neighborhood and kids who've played college ball and stuff. So there's a lot of families now that have known us. So
I love that.
We're pretty well known out here. We work with a lot of realtors,
Yeah.
a lot of general contractors as well. So it's been good. But yeah, our website's the easiest way.
Okay.
We have an office just literally behind you guys right
Okay.
here. Yeah, so which is nice. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we like to end with a speed round. Are you up for our speed round?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. Favorite color?
Green.
Favorite food?
Pizza.
Favorite drink?
I'd have to go with Mountain Dew.
Okay.
Ew.
Favorite sound?
I love the birds chirping.
Do you have a favorite book?
I do. I don't know if it's the Book of Mormon.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Do you have a favorite podcast?
your guys's, of course.
Oh, hey.
I watch a lot of podcasts.
He legit actually listens to
Yeah, I
it.
listen to you
Yeah.
guys all the time. So
I love that.
it's awesome. Obviously, I listen to Joe Rogan too.
Yeah.
But you guys are above him.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Never miss an episode.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, do you have a favorite vacation?
We went to Turks and Caicos.
Oh, nice.
And so that place is legit on the bucket list, and we're trying to go back.
I love that.
So that's awesome. Yeah, if you ever get the chance to go, that place is awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being with us and sharing and just being so open. This was awesome.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you, sir.
Ryan, he's been inviting me for a while, so it's been great.
Yeah.
I've been waiting. Episode 54.
Thanks, Adam.
No problem.
Thanks for listening to The Real Deal, where real estate meets real life. Make sure to follow or subscribe to the Home Selling Team on YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify to stay up to date with our podcast.